Can you see it? The other side of time.
Yeah.
Well then.
Let's go.
So this boss, something I actually really like about Shadow Hearts, and this follows from the previous game, is that it is actually a difficult boss if you haven't done the side quests, which means, and if you have, it's just a normal boss. So it's not boring if you haven't done the side quests. It's not one of those games where, you know, you collect all 50 pine cones and then the boss just drops dead. See, I used a 5th key and it's not done yet. And this is the same for Shadow Hearts and Kadelka, actually, because with Kadelka, if you did not grind a lot, you would have gotten the I guess the canon ending, but the bad ending. So that's really cool. I like that too. It's another one of the many wonderful things about my favorite game, Kadelka.
Try this.
So yeah, it's the same for Kadelka. The final boss is difficult unless you've done the side quests. Same for Shadow Hearts, same for Shadow Hearts Covenant, and same for Shadow Hearts from the New World. What's the element? I should probably check that out.
Here goes.
Probably thunder, right? And thunder's the same as wind in this game. It's the Fujin and Raijin thing. With mythology, that would be thunder. And that's how I knew to use Rock Crest. So it shouldn't be difficult for me because, you know, I've done the side quests. But it's still, it's good that it's like, it's not over in 2 seconds. I was thinking I might use my keys.
Now look this way.
But, it should be a decent length. Just going at it here, like this. 4. love this song. I love the lyrics. And I'm not being, uh-oh. So yeah, if you're having trouble with this, it's probably because you haven't done the side quests. Alternatively, you could just grind and get the XP that you would have gotten from the side quests. But the side quests are really fun. Except for the Man Festival. I love the Black Forest side quest and the Dollhouse side quest. Because they're kind of creepy. Attack reminds me of something. Oh, I think it kind of looks like the way the beams were kind of arced. It looks like Cosmos' X-Buster in Xenosaga. Overkill him with the 7th key because fuck this guy. I hate him so much. I think that got him.
It's good that it ended this way. Soon, Takamagahara and the vessel will disappear within the time warp. Once you've set foot here, you can't return to the present.
Yeah, looks that way.
You must pray. Pray as hard as you can for the world you want.
The world I want?
best one you can imagine.
Hey!
Then you can return.
Kato!
Thank you, my friend.
Yuri.
Come on now, let's pray. For a better world to return to. We can do it. If we really try.
Yes.
Oh, Blanca, you're so funny.
Looks like time's up. It's the mistletoe's curse. I knew I was living on borrowed time.
Are you scared?
No.
Will you lose your memories too?
Never.
Yuri.
Don't look at me like that. I'll see you soon.
Please, promise me. I don't want to lose you forever.
Yeah. Karen,
What?
thank you. Sorry. I can't keep that promise.
I know why you stayed there alone. You were afraid to lose yourself. You realized the only way to protect your soul and your memories was to die. The times you spent with your friends, your feelings for the friend you fought, all of your experiences to this point. All that is what made you what you are, made you into the man you are today. Yes, the man I know, the man I love. Now you don't have to suffer anymore. You don't have to be alone anymore. I'll always be right here by your side. Now we'll be together forever.
So that was Shadow Hearts 2. Yuri dies at the end. I actually really like that. It's very bittersweet, which I think fits the ending. The non-canonical ending is pretty much the same, except Alice doesn't appear. I mean, well, actually, I don't know if it's non-canonical. Probably the good ending's canonical, and the bad ending isn't really all that bad. In the bad ending, and you can just look it up, it's very similar up until the point where Yuri gets stabbed with the mistletoe thing, the tree, and he fades away and Alice doesn't appear. And then in the next scene, he's with Roger and he doesn't have his memories, and Roger's like, "Oh no, you lost your memories. I'm your dad." So yeah, you can look that up. It's worth watching too. So that was Shadow Hearts Covenant. That's the end of Yuri's journey, because he died, and because he died, the next game has a different protagonist. Who is Johnny and who sucks? No, I don't care. I don't care. I think I'll probably eventually do a Let's Play of Shadow Hearts from the New World, but there were a bunch of graphic glitches that I didn't want to play it while they were still in effect, and they have gotten better, but it's not perfect. There's this very weird thing that happens with the image caching. The same thing it does here, actually, with the Judgment Ring in PSX 2. Like when it shows the wrong image. But the thing is, in Shadow Hearts from the New World, every single time there's a shot change, especially in battle, it does a crossfade, and it does that by snapping an image of the what's currently on the screen and then fading. But since the emulator's not too good at caching images like that in hardware mode, when everything is upscaled, it uses the wrong image sometimes, and so the image appears on the screen and it just appears as like a flickering, and it looks really bad. That is the effect that's going on right now that there isn't really a workaround for, but I'm gonna try to fix it. And while the developers of the emulator, they fixed the graphic glitch. You know what? You don't want to hear about the technical stuff. Anyway, isn't this the part of my Let's Play where I usually do a review? So yeah, Shadow Hearts Covenant. It's a very good sequel to Shadow Hearts. In relation to Kadelka, which is the prequel to the first Shadow Hearts, I don't think it's very good. It's like twice removed, and I could stand Shadow Hearts in relation to Kadelka. I could see it as a sequel because it was thematically similar and the tone was the same, even though they're very different games. But I play this and I'm like, wow, I can't actually believe that Kadelka is canon to this. But and I've talked about that. You're probably tired of hearing me talk about how I'm so mad that this game isn't the same as Kadelka, but that's not true. I really, really like this game. I do prefer the original Shadow Hearts, just because I like the tone more, I guess, and I think the story is less ridiculous. And by ridiculous, I don't mean it's like less dark. I mean, I hate the thing with Kato and Oka. It's so creepy and so weird, and the fact that we're supposed to sympathize with this guy is like, I can't relate. I can't sympathize with him. He's awful. He sucks, and he's not sympathetic, and he's not interesting. I do not like Kato. I don't understand like, this is clearly a sequel to Shadow Hearts. It's got the same characters, and it follows the story. I don't understand why they needed to bring back a very minor character from the first game, well, technically second, and make him into an antagonist. They should have just made a new antagonist. Like, what if Nikolai was the antagonist for the entire game? We never actually got to hear, what the deal was with him being, like, the heir to, Russia. Like, again, he is Anastasia's half-brother, and she doesn't ever say anything about it. Does she just not care, or does she not know? Does the Tsar know that he had a kid? He had another kid he didn't know about? Is he keeping it a secret? I thought he was supposed to be a good guy in this game. The music is excellent. That's Cornelia and Geppetto, where they ended up. They ended up together. Anastasia and Corando ended up together somewhere with the ocean? Joachim is still being Joachim. Is he separate? Does he show up in From the New World? I'll have to look that up. And Lucia's with Carla still, I guess. Blanca! Oh, he went back to his new owner. He went back to Yoshiko Jr. Oh, and there's a little tidbit here. You might want to stick around for this. 1887, the capital. So yeah, Karen is Yuri's mother. Autumn 1913, South Manchuria.
Whoa, that's bad. I almost overslept. It'll be here soon.
It's the world you secretly prayed for. The place your heart returns to. The time when you were the happiest. You can start your life over again.
It's that train. I kind of feel like a kid again.
Not long now until Yuri meets the woman of his destiny. The end. So the last part is, a lot of people I've seen interpret it as Yuri going back in time to fix what happened with him and Alice and to like prevent Alice from dying. But honestly, I don't personally see it that way. Because he died. He didn't go back in time. He died in order to preserve his memories, and through death he is experiencing his own personal version of heaven. Like, it's not real. He's just reliving the journey he had with Alice because that was the happiest time of his life. And I could be completely wrong, but that is my interpretation. So that thing about Karen being Yuri's mom, you might be thinking back to certain parts of this game where this was hinted at. And it actually is a very good twist, I think. him giving her the cross. That's why it kind of creates a time loop. Karen's name being changed to Anne, so no one knew she was German. There are some other stuff that's actually not foreshadowed, but it's hinted at very well, I think, and it's done well as a twist. A few questions though. In that case, what was with the whole romance thing? Because it never goes anywhere. And she's his mom. I could totally understand it being something like she feels this personal connection to him due to being his mom, and like feels attached to him from the beginning for no particular reason. I don't understand why it had to be romantic. Why couldn't they just have a platonic relationship and then realize later on that it wasn't just like a regular friendship, it was like she was literally his mom, and that's why she had this connection to him from the start. I don't understand why they had to do the romance thing. It's really weird. And also, how the hell was Anne, who is Karen, killed by monsters in the flashback in the first game? Because from what we see in the flashback in the first game, she's just in the house as a housewife, and the monsters come in and, like, knock her to the floor with, like, one slap. Which, I mean, I guess we've seen that is Karen's weakness, is just being pushed to the floor, and then she just can't do anything or get up. But she was, like, a sword master. How the hell did she get killed by just a bunch of monsters that Dehuai sent? That doesn't really make sense. Alright. Not much else to say. I guess I didn't really finish my review. I love the gameplay. I don't think it's difficult enough. Overall, I think the gameplay is, I guess, more in-depth than the first game, but I do like Shadow Heart's gameplay more. Only because the bosses are harder. To me, turn-based battles aren't that hard, and I enjoy them best when they are a puzzle to be figured out, like in Xenosaga or Final Fantasy X. Those are very good examples of games with good turn-based bosses that are challenging, and so I really like that in Shadow Hearts. But in this game, it's not really hard at all. It's very easy. You can just kind of use buffs and then attack the boss. That's every single battle. And every single battle, the ones that are difficult are mainly just because you didn't have a certain accessory equipped, and once you equip the accessory that blocks the status ailment that the boss tries to inflict on you, then you're golden. You beat the boss. That's it. And it was like that a little bit in the first game too, where you could equip certain accessories and then the boss wouldn't be able to use poison or whatever. But I do remember there were certain things that you couldn't guard against. Like I mentioned before, the holy chest that Albert Simon uses in your battle with him, which is a really good example of an attack that actually takes advantage of the game's SP system, which this game didn't do, like, at all, really. I mean, I guess it did in some parts, but it really didn't. Like, the SP thing is just, most battles are done before your SP even becomes a problem. So yeah, I think I do prefer the Shadow Hearts game to play overall, but I do like this game a lot. The graphics are excellent. I don't personally enjoy the art style from the FMVs, but it's good. It is good graphics, and the physics I've mentioned before were very impressive on some of the hair, and, well, I guess Karen's hair is the only one who does it. Lucia's dress, and the belts on Yuri's fanny pack. It's really, really good for its time. You didn't really see that much in games like this. It was all just animated, but here it's actual physics, so that's really, really noticeable. So I think I'm done. Gonna save. Okay, well, yeah, that's it. So, thank you for watching my Let's Play, and I will see you next time.